This is the Dzogchen Sunday Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Let's see, let's get over here. It is Rey Skywalker early Sunday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. After chanting pure golden ore, composed by the great Buddhist reformer Prahe Vajra of the Swat Valley, known to the Tibetans as Garab Dorje. If you wish to chat with me, I recommend breathing from your diaphragm. Luminous mind inexpressible beyond conceptualization. As the light of the teacher is extolled by all, as a heart of experience is like gentle prince, resting in the spontaneous pleasure of effortless great completion. As the basis of all disciplines such as love's moral conduct, luminous mind provides release in its every mode. It is like a universal mother and the universal path. Without it, Buddhahood could not be accomplished, and with it we are the way of supreme liberation. Subtle and elusive, this universal path transcends the duality of thinking and non-thinking. Without location or reference indeterminate, it is beyond all conceptualization. Unutterable, it has no color or shape nor sensory field. Intangible and inscrutable, it is inexpressible. However, whoever follows that path of the ancient ascetics becomes sick from attachment to that contrivance of active focusing, that rigid interpretation of the teacher's instructions is experienced as an arduous quest. As they chase a stream of beliefs and concepts as if pursuing a mirage. But this complete modality cannot be indicated by mere words. And any grasping at so-called true doctrine makes a travesty of Vajrasattva, the archetype of simply noticing and relaxing. Purity and impurity is one inseparably mixed. Pristine awareness as well as bewilderment are indivisible. This lamp of unimpeded clarity, free of conceptualization, along with obstinate befuddlement, in and of themselves each feed powerful meditation. This eye of direct insight, seeing directly, sees merely an empty nothing, yet it is called the Buddha eye of omniscience. So know the empty nature of vastness without center or boundary, for here lies undiscriminating, powerful non-duality. Luminous mind and its survival habits are one inseparably mixed. All manifested experiences are merely generated by mind. And mind has adorned, and shine as adornment, neither accepted nor rejected. So simply let it be and enjoy. Activity that is personally repugnant or culturally taboo, such as the 5 mental poisons or the 5 so-called unforgivable crimes, could feed the realization of powerful non-duality. For on this path of Bhakti Yoga's purification, nothing is rejected, not even sex. One's intellect could be harmfully conditioned by the elitism and rigidity of tradition and literalism, such as the three destructive analogues of samadhis. That focus awareness, chaste bliss and force visualizations of love. As well as the dogmatic belief in doctrine, which are the delusions that undermine effortless transmission. Instead of such folly, let us abide in the spontaneous pleasure of the spontaneous, free from great completion of Dzogchen. The core of sublime spontaneous awareness, imperturbable, unchanging, and unelaborated, which is the ambrosia of the timeless consummation that vanquishes the pain of any exertion. Thus resting in the here and now, every ambition is spontaneously fulfilled. Hey, magnificent one, listen, all and everything in experience, which has the same empty nature of the luminous mind, is like an all-inclusive essential drop whose nature cannot be controlled by the dualities of contemplation or concentration, expansion or contraction, generation or cessation, and unconfined is simply being. This inconceivable essence, chronologically always present like the sky, and locationally everywhere present like space, transcends ideas and speech. We have, over the last 36 pages, we have explored many ideas. Let us summarize them over the next 3 pages with the 6 couplets known as the Vajra verses of the Cuckoo's Song of Pure Presence. The nature of multiplicity is non-dual, and things are naturally pure and simple. Being contrivance-free in the here and now, shining out in all forms, it is always all good. Thus already complete exertion is now redundant and spontaneously ever natural. Having completed our opening chanting, let us now shift gears. For the remainder of this morning's live stream, let us sit and breathe and notice the antics of mind and relax into their non-graspable nature. While it is ill-advised to use energy work to chase bliss or trance, it can be expedient to use energy work to simply support our efforts to actively sit. Towards that end, let us gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce at the crown of our head, To do that, we shall employ two methods. The first is merely subtly changing the frame of reference for our breath. As we feel air enter our nostrils, we could silently and mentally recite the verb noticing. As we feel air exit our nostrils, we could silently and mentally recite the verb relaxing. Now, this is important. Dial in. Do not actively concentrate on your nostrils. Remember, concentration so exhausts our medial prefrontal cortex that it triggers our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression. Nobody wants that. Instead, we want to passively cooperate with our autonomic nervous system in a way that soothes our aggression and anxiety, as well as gently stimulates the empathy of our anterior cingulate gyrus. Here's how we do that. We treat our nostrils the way a piano student treats their metronome. They don't focus on it. They're too busy focusing on the sheet music and the fingers and the keyboard. They're merely peripherally aware of the metronome on the shelf, clicking away. Similarly, we too are merely peripherally aware of our breath's interface with our nostrils. The second method we could use to gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce at our head is to play with our fingers. The fancy word for this is mudra. We could use the tip of our left index finger to support the lower knuckle of our right index finger, palms up in our lap. During the dynamism of our inhalation, it is natural to experience a fleeting traction between our tuchus and the top of our head. So, the free fall of mindfulness and meditation could feel jarring to our habitual tendencies toward rigidity and control. It can therefore feel like a useful workaround to play with an adaptation of Bengali crease counting. Here's how. Let's return our attention to our left hand. Although it's most ergonomically sound, to keep our hands palms up in our lap. I'm lifting the hands up to the camera just so you can see what's going on. In addition to working with using our left index finger to support our right index finger, we're going to do something special with our left thumb. So I'm going to twist my hand so you can see the angle a little easier. I'm going to touch the tip of my left thumb to the lower set of creases of the left little finger, and thus keeping track of the first set of 12 inhalations. Wherever we keep track of the actual inhalations by using the tip of our right thumb upon the creases of our left hand. Together, let us practice right now, beginning with with each inhalation, let us advance our right thumb across its fingers, beginning with its little finger. During each time, we silently and mentally recite the verb noticing. Together, let us do this right now. Behold, my right thumb has come to the final set of creases upon its index finger. Therefore, I must return my attention to my left thumb, and during the next inhalation, advance it to the next set of creases. Perhaps now you get the basic idea of how we could count 12 sets of 12 inhalations each, for a total of 144 inhalations, which take approximately 12 minutes. What do we do when we wish to gather another collection of 12 minutes? We return our attention to our left index finger and slide it up to the second knuckle of that same right index finger. Seem confusing? No worries. Repetition is the mother of skill. Practice with me once every 12 hours, and within a week or two, this system you could master. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist philosophy or meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. For I tend to check for questions about once every 6 minutes or so. Checking for questions. I'm checking for questions. an easy way to to gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in our chest is for us to shift our respiratory frame of reference. Every time we feel our chest swell with breath, we can silently and mentally recite the verb noticing. Every time we feel our chest subtly sink as gently we exhale, we can silently and mentally recite the verb relaxing. Additionally, instead of working with our left index finger, we can use our left middle finger to support the large knuckle, the base of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. If you have any questions about Buddhist or philosophy or meditation, now's the time to type them in the chat window. Checking for questions. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. For Meditate Like a Jedi is made possible thanks to the generosity of viewers just like you. In approximately 11 hours, 11 and a quarter hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's dusk recitation and group practice of meditating like Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.